Welcome. Now we're going to start working on the back wall, which by now we should be looking at an opening in the wall and editing that profile. I'm going to be putting in my tile again, and I just wanted to show you one more time that split surface. I started out like this, and because there's an opening in the wall, it already has the orange line there. And if you split something a couple of different times, such as floor, you're going to encounter that there's already an orange shaded line there. So that's my first look at the tile again, but then I refined it, and here's my tile with the opening in it and my counter and the new door. Now we're going to look at making a backboard for signage, and we need to do this if we're going to use a decal. So we have to use it in the wall category. So I am going to make the sign panel, and I'm going to make it an extrusion again. It's going to be approximately 1 inch deep. I'm going to select the surface of the wall, which is the split surface, of course. Now, if I wanted that tile on the back wall, by the way, to have dimension, I could have put it on as another layer of material. But anyway, getting back to the sign here, I'm making this back panel, and I'm going to put it in a wood finish, and I'm going to make it 1 inch deep. And a decal, you're going to want to prepare a JPEG ahead of time for your decal exercise. And I have a menu already selected. Okay, so I'm getting back to this. This is going to be the walnut. Finish one more time, and then we can see it complete. Now I can cover the whole thing if I want to. Doesn't need to show depending on what I'm putting on it. Now I'm going to move the opening that I had started. I decided that it would be better for them to have the opening on that side and the menu board on the left, because people were ordering on the left side. So I can only do one thing at a time. And so first I moved the opening, and you can see my finish adjusted to that, which is pretty neat. And then I moved my signboard. Now we're going to look back at this section again, get it in front of the counter, so I can work on that facade of the stair and the floor and the ceiling. So I'm going to model a panel to go there, and because it's not a ceiling or anything like that, it's just really casework, it's millwork, I'm going to make it under the casework category. And so as long as you're on a direct elevation, it is easy to make an extrusion. So I'm just finding my spot, because you're going to want to dress up that panel there, because it's definitely going to show. And this is going to become the backboard for my model text. So we're going to go over to architecture and model text, and I need to pick a plane, and it's very easy to pick that plane now, since it's not 3 different surfaces, the floor, the ceiling, and the soffit that I put in there. So I'm putting up the words. I have to go into this sub panel, this edit text panel, in order to put up the words, and just let them come in like this, and you'll be able to rotate them and resize them as you need. So immediately I'll go to rotate them, and I'll move the rotate button to be at the corner of where I want the words to be, and then I go over to the properties panel, and I'm going to edit the text, edit the type, and duplicate a type to become an 18-inch high letter. This is a very big letter, as it is. So 18-inch highs is definitely adequate. And you can change the font. I'm just going to make mine Arial narrow, because that suits the kind of modern vibe I have. And you can look around, and if you have to go back, you'll have to touch that edit text button at the top. And I'm just going to move this into place. Now that you've got your signage into place, let's go look at your 3D view. And you can see that the letters are very thick. We could have controlled that on the previous panel, but just looking at the adaptability of what you can change it to, I'm going to change it to 3 inches thick, and then change the category to be metal to match my base. I'm going to put it in the stainless steel, and then this is my 3D view, and please turn that in on yours.